my skills, baby. Guys, let's cruising over to the NFL draft. It is time after all the speculation, and like we said, too, another thing, you can't, with the NFL draft, these lines change constantly. Nobody knows what's up, what's down, what's around, more or less us, that we know this, right? However, tomorrow, guys, during the draft, we're going to be doing a live draft party. Our man, Mark Jackson, we're teaming up with Fan Day Nation. We're going to be over at Bar 38. That's on 38th and Lowell area. Yeah, so right in the heart of North Denver, not the Highlands, North Denver. You guys remember that. So yeah, come join us, man. This should be a good time starting at 5. I think Mark Jackson, those guys are going to be recording a podcast and stuff. So yeah, come on down, hang out with the crew. I think you guys should be, y'all better be in attendance.
I'll be there.
Woo! All right, I love it, man. Okay, so let's talk some draft, man, because there's some exactas out there that are kind of, favorites. I mean, obviously Shedeur's a big thing. Now he's dropping. Right? People are saying he's going to second. Guys, who wants to touch on it? Dylan, touch on that. Let me see.
About Shedeur?
Yeah.
I think the Broncos should draft him. I feel like they'll need a quarterback in a few years anyways. After Bo Nix doesn't pan out. No offense to Bo Nix. I don't hate the guy or anything. But I just think Shedeur.
How about the Jets, bro? I'm a second Jets fan, but now I'm going to come at your throat.
This is the Denver sports betting show, not the New York sports betting show.
Yeah, and you're clowning Bo Nix, our savior,
No, this is just a compliment to Shedeur.
Knicks, Jets, parlay, win the Super Bowl.
See you. He gets to stay in Denver, close to Dion. Goes to Denver, then he can just take Nick's spot.
Dude, what is wrong?
So not only
You can get him in the second round.
Yeah, not only are you saying Bo Nix is not going to have a long career and he's not very good, but you're saying Shedeur, he deserves to be a backup for a few years also. So you're taking double shots. Broncos Nation need to come at you. Colorado sports
country. It's Broncos country, baby. Okay.
Shams is going to get some heat. I think you're due.
Yeah,
it's my turn. I wanted it.
That's ridiculous.
I planned this.
I wanted to smoke, Dylan said, bro.
I was trying to join the club. I felt left out.
Get out of here, Sham. Give me something.
Do you want to come back to reality?
Yes, give me something. Give me something nice, man. Give me a Cam Ward first round or something. First pick. Right? Give me something jockey. Give me a jockey.
Well, again, as we get closer and closer to the draft, more and more, don't chase the steam. This is the time to take long shots because as we get down later in the first round, that's when we're going to see some surprises. So, I mean, outside the top 3 is I think pretty much set. We said it with Ward, Hunter, and then Abdul Carter. Although there's some rumors that some Bears, who knows? I think it's a lot of smoke screens at this point.
Yes.
Draft's going to start at 5. We'll see what happens with Genty. The Broncos love when Peyton, like a Bo Nix, when he sees his guy, they'll make a move for him. So
exactly.
Now that Genty's to go to the Broncos is all the way down to plus 18. I don't see it happening to trade up that much for a running back. What's interesting to me, though, is that, they're kind of everybody saying Omarion Hampton to the Broncos. I think they need a wide receiver so much more than a running back.
They need offensive weapons.
They need offensive playmakers, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
So I guess you're going to, if McMillan can, I don't think he's going to fall that far, but there's a couple spots at the top, but he's a guy that could slide. Him at plus 2,600. To the Broncos would be a steal. But again, as I was saying, at the end of the first draft, that's where you can get some value. So one bet I made today was Benjamin Morrison plus 1,200 to go in the first round. This isn't my Notre Dame homerism here, but he was one of the best corners, if not the best corner in college last year until he got hurt. And he got hurt, back in October. So I just think, when healthy, he is still one of the best corners. I could see a landing spot like Minnesota. They've, taken some Notre Dame guys in the past, whether it's Kyle Rudolph, whether it's Harrison Smith, who I can't believe is still playing football. But I think that is a great spot for him late in the first round at 12-1. Another one that I took was over 2.5 running backs because I think Travion Henderson could be that third running back to sneak in. He's minus 115 to go in the first round. So it's less than even money to go in the first round.
Over Omarion Hampton?
No, I just think he'll go first round.
Within the first round.
I think it'll be Genty, Hampton, and he'll be the third back taken. But it's plus 185 for over 2.5.
The way the game's going too, that makes sense that 3 running backs.
It's a copycat league,
right?
I mean, you could see a run on running backs.
You're right.
And Arroyo from Miami also plus 1,700. He's the third tight end. We're hearing this Loveland, smoke that he might even go over Warren. But both those guys, if they go early on the back half of the draft, there could be someone to sneak up and grab Arroyo.
Listen,
that's where the surprises come is after the 20 to 32s.
Right. Yeah. Like
The guys with the high ceilings.
But what's cool about that is there's so much value whenever, like you said, you could throw a little bit and make a decent amount of units when you're placing these exactas.
Yeah, some places will let you parlay a couple of them. Like, have some fun with it.
Yeah, Garrett.
And you're talking running backs, tight ends at like the overs. Look what Saquon Barkley did last year, and I think that kind of changed the mindset that people had around these running backs. Like it changed the market for them. So I think that helps play into like, okay, this can be a cornerstone piece of our offense. Yeah. Like before Saquon's season last year, it was like running backs are losing their value. They're not that important to the offensive scheme. Like you could put any Joe Schmo in there and you're fine. But he kind of changed that tune a little bit. So I do like the idea that teams are going to lean into that. Like you said, it's a copycat league. Same thing with tight end, Brock Bowers last year. Everyone wants their Brock Bowers of this year, right? These new age tight ends that could run, block, catch, and be your number one pass catcher. Like that opens up your offense to do so many different things. So I like to call on the over tight ends and the running backs too.
But Saquon's got the offensive line. Like a team like Jacksonville, Genty's going to run
useless.
into
useless
a wall.
Out there.
Like
give him the Broncos, baby. Give Genty the Broncos. They're trading up to get him. Bro.
To Sham's point about the running backs, I have plus 155. The first 4 running backs be Genty, Hampton, Henderson, and Judkins.
Right, that's what I'm saying, man. Like I said, there's so much value in picking these exactas.
You can get a lot of exactas on these orders. Yeah.
Well, the Broncos are minus 150 to draft a running back. So the market thinks, and then their second shortest shot is wide receiver at 4-1.
Right.
So the market does think the Broncos are going to get an offensive skill player.
Which I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah, I love
They've got to get a running back or a wide receiver. They've got an offensive weapon, no question.
I think Broncos
about it,
could get behind that. It's exciting. I'm here for it.
Yeah, and I think it's a deep running back class where you can get a different, a running back later than kind of these first couple of receivers that I think there's a little bit more drop off after Golden and McMillan.
And when running backs only last you like a few years now in the NFL, usually too.
Yeah.
I mean,
you treat them like spare tires. Golly,
that's the
bro.
problem with paying a premium for them, right?
Yeah.
They are pretty expendable. Do you guys think Bo Nix would go number 1 overall if he was in this year's draft?
Do I think so?
Do you think
you don't
want
to hear
Cam
my
Ward?
biased opinion because absolutely yes, no
I think he
question.
probably would too.
Cam Ward would be
overshadowed
7th quarterback.
I think so too.
But then you got Shedeur though too, right? Like I don't know. Like I'm still a Shedeur fan, but I still think he's like a CJ Stroud, bro. Like I think he's, you know what I mean? Like he had,
So do you think Bo Nix is going to be better than CJ Stroud?
Listen, I don't know if I don't. You can't. They're two. I feel like two different styles of quarterbacks.
Because
they're two different styles, right? No, I think he can be like a. How do I?
What do you mean?
I don't want to compare Bo Nix as like a John Elway-esque like quarterback, but like I feel like he's not as mobile as CJ, right? Like I mean, CJ's more mobile, and so I feel like that's where they differ a little bit.
I'd say Bo Nix is more mobile than CJ Stroud.
You think? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, he was forced to be mobile though. That's the problem, right?
That's true.
He was forced to be mobile because he was just out of the pocket, running around everywhere. I think once he hones in and gets that gun, I think he'll be.
We'll see. I mean, hopefully they get another playmaker in the backfield with him there.
God, that's a
running back,
wild
wide
take,
receiver.
bro. I can't believe I just compared Bo Nix to Elway. But I mean, I'm saying, like, I feel like he's gonna have that arm, right? He's gonna be a little less mobile, a little bit more like kind of smash a little bit, and less agile. Real quick before we skip on out of here, Dylan, I want the Jets, bro. What are they doing? What are you Jets doing, bro?
You got to be offensive lineman.
Yeah. That's boring, bro.
It is boring,
but it's necessary.
Tight end's in the mix, right?
I think Warren's got to be in the mix there.
Warren. I think Warren, if there is anyone besides offensive lineman, he is a skill player. They need probably another skill player, and he would be the guy I would want. But offensive line, I feel like we've struggled so bad in like the past 5 years, especially. And any quarterback we've had, we haven't been able to do anything because there's no offensive line to protect him. Even if, and not to say they would be good, even if they did have an offensive line, but it would have helped. Especially with their development and stuff, and not having to get out of the pocket the entire time. But I think offensive line always been the most important issue in the past 5 years. Haven't been able to fix it. Got to find a way this year.
I think Zach Wilson would agree with that.
Right, and like I say, man, I mean, even though it's boring, so to speak, like, the offensive line is needed, necessary, no question. So,
and it's always a safe bet too. Like, you don't want to blow your first round pick. A safe bet is a good, solid offensive lineman.
All right, man. Let's say we got a lot of numbers out there. We got a lot of best bets, guys. Again, join us tomorrow. Like I said, we have the draft party. We got our boy Mark Jackson, Fan Day Nation. Let's go, Bar 38. Get money, get paid, guys. Join us, and we'll see you guys soon. Get money. Let's go.